So welcome back to episode 2 of Matchday Diaries, brought to you by the Hockey Paper. Today we find ourselves at Canterbury Hockey Club, where later on the men's ones are taking on Brighton and Hove in the men's South Division 1. And we're back again to find out what makes Canterbury Hockey Club different and special, what makes it tick, and chat to as many people as possible, volunteers, players, presidents and chairmen. And today's even more special because it's Canterbury Hockey Club's biggest calendar event of the year. It's President's Day. Now we're going to go inside and find out a little bit more about the clubhouse. So here we are inside the clubhouse at Polo Farm Sports Club. And it really is a hive of activity. If you look around me, there are people getting drinks at the bar, people are grabbing chips for their matchday teas, you can buy your Canterbury kit over there in the corner, and everyone looks like they're having a brilliant time. It's amazing to see, and we're really excited to dig a bit deeper into what it means to be part of the Canterbury Hockey family. I'm now joined by Director of Hockey here at Canterbury Hockey Club, Ollie Lumley, and we've just had the presentation behind us for the mini tournament that took place this morning. Great to see so many juniors getting involved, right?
Yeah, fantastic. We've had about 200 juniors here today, aged from under 7 up to under 12, boys and girls. We have fantastic sort of volunteer coaches that help us. We play loads of inter-club tournament. And then we just had that presentation at the end. So we had 4 houses. What was really good about today is we have our performance players from the ladies and men's first teams come down, and they are our house captains and vice captains. So we kind of try and connect the senior club and that kind of performance pathway for some of them. And despite the weather at the start, it's lovely now, of course, but we've had a really good morning, fantastic morning.
Yeah, right. It's turned out beautiful despite the rain. And you said you had 200 kids this morning, which is amazing. How do you feel like, are there any challenges in getting kids into hockey, or around here is it a very popular sport for young people?
I'm new to the club, I'm new to this role at the start of the summer. It's a big club, they have some feeder schools which certainly help in the area. There's challenges now, the women's football was fantastic over the summer, and girls are engaging in football more so than they were probably 10 years ago. And we have challenges in terms of how big we are. So it's fantastic we're big, it's fantastic that we can get lots of children playing hockey, but you have to facilitate that, and you rely on volunteers still. We're really, really blessed here that we have three hockey pitches, a fantastic clubhouse. I would like to probably make sure that we are catering for all. As a coach myself, I'm not a big believer in trying to streamline children too early. They are children and they should be playing hockey with their peers for as long as possible. So, but there's also, get to the age of sort of 13, 14, there are talent pathways, and we want to make sure that those children that are showing signs of talent are looked after and we can stretch them, but also that doesn't mean that the sort of other 60, 70, 80% of the children in the club that aren't yet showing that talent aren't also getting a fantastic opportunity, because they could be like developers or engage in a talent pathway later on. Yeah, I think this year let's check the lay of the land, and then hopefully over the summer, or probably early in that, we'll start to implement some ideas for next year and continue to review it and try and grow.
Sure, well, it already looks like you're doing a fantastic job, and can't wait to come back next year and see what's happening. So Ollie, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.
So as we know, most teams are very familiar with their clubhouse setup and their changing rooms, but it's not often an outsider gets to take a sneak peek into the behind the scenes and changing room setup. And this is where Canterbury men's team will be very shortly having their team talk and their final prep for the game. warm-up is getting on just behind us on the pitch, and now I'm joined by Rachel and Lucy, who are going to tell me a little bit more about what it means to be part of the Canterbury Hockey Club family. Rachel, you're really involved with the junior section, right? You were here since 8 o'clock this morning working on it. Tell me a little bit about why Canterbury junior section is so special.
So I think for the junior section, it's part of part of their routine, part of their Sunday morning routine, and it's very important. And we see a lot of the children's parents help out. They umpire, they volunteer. We've had a lot of parent support today. We can't run it without that, to be fair. And it's a great family setup here. And as you see, the clubhouse is a very important part for us as well. And the coaches, the quality of play. It's a family day for us today.
Because you were telling me that you had daughters who played here, and they don't play here anymore, but you're still around, which is amazing.
Yeah, I have 3 daughters, and they've all played here. One still plays here, actually, plays with Lucy, and was here this morning volunteering as well. And the other 2, one's at uni and one's in America now. But yes, they have all played through.
It's
mine is
amazing.
slightly older. Lucy's doing that now, starting through. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really inspirational that you've stuck around as well. I'm sure everyone is very, very grateful for your time. And then I just wanted to ask you one more thing around, why is Canterbury such a hub for junior hockey? Is it because you do lots of outreach with schools, or I know you have sponsorship with quite a lot of the local schools, so why does it become the place where kids come to play their hockey?
Yeah, I think we're very lucky here. We have a very big club. We have 3 pitches here. We have 4 big events that we hold every year, and we have 4 schools that sponsor those and support those. And so we had Kent College here, the school here today, and they sponsor the day and they support us throughout. We also then have an afternoons after 3 o'clock. The local schools can come in and they play here as well. So we try and get that balance really, and we play against local clubs. We need other local clubs to play against, so we have that as well. So yeah, we're in a good position.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to come over to Lucy as well. So your kids were playing this morning, is that right? And you're also a player yourself, you're a coach. Amazing. Thank you so much for doing all the work that you do. Tell me a little bit more about your involvement in the club, and what's it like watching your kids actually play and you leaving that legacy for them.
So I've been at Canterbury since I was 14, so quite a few years now, and still currently playing the first 11. And for my children, this is their second home. So they've grown up here. This is home from them. Everybody knows them, keeps an eye on them for me while I'm playing. And I think now my son in particular, he's really involved and loves his hockey. And if he misses his hockey, that's the end of the world for him.
His children also ball patrol.
Yeah,
some of them ball patrol for the men's and ladies. Your children do that a lot.
Yeah, a lot of that. So it's just for them. It's a safe place. It's just their second home, which is really lovely. And it's just really nice being able to give back. So I've obviously had a lot of support, a lot of help from mostly volunteers over the years, coaching me and supporting me. And now it's my turn to kind of give that back a little bit. And I think that's a big thought through lots of the parents that have been involved in the club for a long time. They all give back, which is really important.
And it must be nice to have 2 little cheerleaders on the sideline sometimes for you. So we've got the men's game going on, but tell us a little bit about the ladies' setup as well. What's the ambition for the team at the minute? Because we know Canterbury's gone through so many amazing seasons and so many builds, and now what's the ambition for the club in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so obviously I've been involved for a long time, so we've had some really, really glory days. Obviously lots of experience in Europe, which has been amazing. And I think we're trying to sort of rebuild and figure out where we need to be. Obviously I think centralised hockey has really impacted on us as a club, and not having access to some of those international players. And I think other clubs that aren't in London really do feel that. So it's a time of change, I would say. We've got 5 ladies clubs teams. And attendance is really good, and we manage to fill those teams every week this season, which is really, really lovely. So that's been difficult over the last few seasons, but now this season it's a lot easier. So I think it's a time of just settling in really and figuring out where our role is, where our teams need to be in the leagues, and just everybody enjoying their hockey. It's really, really important, I think, after the few years that we've had.
Yeah, and I think both chatting to you and chatting to everyone here today, that's what it's all about, right? Enjoying it, positive, and you can tell there's no negative vibes here at all, right? It's so happy in the clubhouse. Everyone wants to chat. It's just brilliant. Do you have any just final general comments about why Canterbury is so different? What can other clubs learn from watching this video?
I think just that family ethos, that family inclusive environment where it's safe, there's room, there's space, we have the clubhouse, we have the facilities all in one place, and I think that is really, really positive. I know travelling away to different clubs, you don't get that all of the time, and I think we feel really lucky as a club to have that luxury. It is a luxury, and we're very proud of that.
A first team player came today, a young first team player who's been coaching, who plays with Lucy. She turned up today to help out, and her father turned up today to help out. Well, that's quite special, isn't it, actually, because he watches all the ladies' matches. That wasn't a ladies' match today, but that's what you find here, and that's the nice side of it, I think.
I love it. It's making me feel all fuzzy. Guys, thank you so much for chatting with me today. Hope you enjoy watching the game and get some sleep this afternoon. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
So the first half has just kicked off behind us. Looking like a good game so far?
It is. We've had a couple of opportunities, a couple of circle penetrations, so hopefully we can start to capitalise. A couple of outcomes would be nice.
I agree. It's been an exciting couple of minutes so far. This is Matt, and Matt's son is out playing on the pitch right now, but I think you have a lot to tell us about why Canterbury is such a family club, right?
Indeed, yeah. I mean, from a family point of view, my granddad was first team captain here back in the 50s. I've been playing here for 30 odd years. My son is playing for the first team. My other son is also playing in the lower leagues. My wife was second team captain. Now she's playing sort of third team now. My sisters are here. My brother-in-law plays. You know, we're all up here. Massive family atmosphere, and it's been that way for as long as I can remember. I was looked after as a junior coming through the club. I coached the juniors here for 13 years. Kind of just putting back into what the club's given to me, and it's just really nice to see it rewarded like this. 5 of the players that I've coached are out there now. It's really great to see. So
it's awesome, and I think, you know, a lot of clubs, we get juniors through, but then they leave and go to university and don't always tend to come back. So what's Canterbury done to retain those players and like create such a family feel around it?
I think it's a difficult one, because if you look at the players that have gone away and come back, they come back in their mid or late 20s, not straight after uni. If you look out here, we've got a very young side, sort of like 3 or 4, 5 of them I think now are under 19 out there, so we've got them just before they go away and their gap years. So it's that what we've done in the junior department gives us the depth out on the pitch to create create opportunity for their retention. You know, hopefully we create an atmosphere where a lot of them will come back, and we've seen it over the years. They do come back, but after they've experienced a bit of life, which is really good.
Yeah, they come back a little bit taller, a little bit more experienced.
Yeah.
And you were telling me as well that you're a member on the committee of the club, right? Dealing with the more sponsorship side of things after having another role for a number of years.
Yeah.
What does your role in the sponsorship side of things entail?
So basically it's just liaising with, so if you look all the way around, you see all of our great sponsors, the banners that come through. So it's those people who show an interest that go through, is actually talking to them, what do they want, what can we offer back, what they prepare to have a look at, and actually just creating just support for what we see out here, but also the whole of Polo Farm. So.
And the setup, it looks brilliant with all these banners. You can see, you know, sponsors get a lot of visibility here, which is awesome. We'll let you get back to the game in just a minute. One final thing. What are we looking for in your son today? What's his special skill? Where does he play?
So he's a forward. He's number 14 out there. He's one of the corner flickers, but also he's kind of one of the attacking forwards. So I'm hoping to see him just kind of using his speed, hopefully a nice backhand.
Nice goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we'll let you get back to watching. Thanks so much for chatting with us. If you could describe Canterbury Hockey Club in one word, what would it be?
I'd say a nice big community.
Excellent.
Very friendly.
Family.
Community.
So it's half time, the sun is still shining. It's Canterbury 2, Brighton and Hove 1, which is a brilliant start to the first half. And now I'm joined by Rob Preston, who has very kindly decided to come and speak to us at half time. Rob, what's your connection to the club here?
Hi, Emily. So I'm chairman, and I've been here for 37 years. So started in the minis back in the day, and so I've today my role is chairman, but I've lots of different positions through the club, and I met my wife here. My 2 kids play here, so yeah, it's very much a big part of my life.
Yeah. A real family affair, a real lovely story then about how you're connected to it in such a lovely way. And you've obviously seen Canterbury in lots of different stages of its development. We know that Canterbury has obviously had huge success at times, huge highs, been at elite level for a number of years, but now probably not quite at the stage it used to be. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey that the club is on?
Yeah, great. Yeah, very true. So the late 90s, early 2000s, at the pinnacle, both men's and ladies. I think several things have changed in hockey. So obviously the centralised programme is one thing, but also when we were at our peak, there was no universities in National League. So that obviously made the club game stronger. So that's definitely affected us. But I think also we had a real golden generation of players, men's and ladies, who were local, played for the club for free, and were just below the England standard, and were the real kind of fulcrum of our sides. And that was both men's and ladies. And that we had that probably 10-year period where we had that, the golden generation is the way to call it. We're local people who played for free, and very much were playing at that level, which allowed then just a couple of extra players to come in, really brought that level up, which is where we saw the men win the league, the ladies going to Europe 4 times, and that was the pinnacle, which was late 90s, early 2000s.
And if that was the pinnacle, so what's the focus now? Where's the investment going? Is it potentially that investment is going in players, or is it more that it keeps going into facilities? Because the facilities here, they're brilliant, right? But what's the aim now over the next couple of years? Is it to get back to that level?
Well, the aim is always to get back to level, and any club should be absolutely aiming for the top. However, we had a very clear strategy over a number of decades around giving the best surfaces possible. So we've got 2 nylon AstroTurf pitches, we've got a 3rd sand-based pitch, we've got the highest spec indoor centre as well. So the surfaces are the best we can get, and that's where our investment has gone, because that's where you give our kids the best chance to learn the best hockey, give the best abilities, the ability then to go on and play at a much higher level. So we're unashamed that our money has been invested in the facilities, and everything you see here today we own. We've built as a club over decades, and it's all been self-funded, self put together, self-project managed, whatever it may be, and we're really, really, really proud of that. President's Day has been a tradition that's gone back for a number of years, where it's a really good excuse for people to get together. We always held it at this time of the season, and our president John Maylam invites a number of sponsors who are obviously key to what we do here, and obviously important guests, ex-players, etc. And it's just a real opportunity for the Canterbury community to get back together and really celebrate what we have in front of us. And obviously let's just hope, as they're just coming back on now, hope they can turn the 2-1 into a victory today.
Yeah, we hope so. It's just about to kick off again for the second half. Just one final closing word. If there's anything you'd like to share with people about why Canterbury is so special, what would you say?
It's all about families, community, and I think I'd just like to say back at this opportunity, thank you for coming to us today. We really appreciate the hockey paper coming and putting a highlight on Canterbury, but also on the club game, and that's really appreciated from all of us here. So thank you.
So, the game's over, right down to the wire, but a 4-3 win for Canterbury. And now I'm joined by Alex Laslett and Jackie Laslett. Thanks both for joining me. I know you're fresh off the pitch, but congratulations, you scored the opening goal. Quick thoughts on the game and how it went?
Well, I thought it was a very tough game. We took it right down to the wire, really. We got the winner and the last play of the game. We missed a few chances in front of the goal. We were a bit sloppy, but it was good to get a win in front of the home ground, really. It was a big crowd today, so good to win 4-3 in the end.
Awesome. And did you feel their support? Because there are a lot of people cheering you on today.
Yeah, they're a really good crowd here. Every home game we have, it's always good, so it's good to get a win. And we've been playing well here this year, so good to get another win down here.
Yeah, also, and especially in front of the President's Day as well. It's amazing to have them here and see a win, even better. Right, and now I'm going to come over to Jackie, because you might know, or you might not know, but the Laslett name, both on and off the hockey pitch, is quite a big name, especially here at Canterbury. Can you tell us a bit about the Laslett family history and the association with the club?
Yeah, so Alex's granddad, Bill Laslett, and his brother Dick Laslett, and another chap called Martin Twyman were instrumental in acquiring the site here that's now the Polo Farm as we know it. So, massive history with regards to Polo Farm. And then the Laslett name has been strong playing, particularly in the men's section for years, really, ever since they've moved up to Polo Farm. And you've got Jason Laslett, who went to the Barcelona Olympics as captain, and he started his playing career here and was, a massive name here at Canterbury. Yeah.
I'm sorry, not only he's a big name, but you also went to a Commonwealth Games for England.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I went to Kuala Lumpur Commonwealth Games in '98. Yeah, and I married into the Laslett family and became Jackie Laslett. Yeah.
And we've been hearing all day from everyone we've spoken to about the family culture here and the community culture here at Canterbury. And we can also see this in this family, right? That you have, you've all played here and you still play, right?
Yep, still playing. I'm currently injured and just waiting for some knee surgery, but yeah, still playing. And the other thing that's amazing with regards to the Laslett name is this Boxing Day will be the 41st Boxing Day match, which is the annual Laslett Boxing Day game, where a Laslett team made up entirely of Lasletts take on a club side. And that's happened for, as I say, every Boxing Day for 41 years. Wow. A real tradition, and everyone loves to be involved with that. Yeah, it's great.
I love that tradition. Firstly, Alex, what's your aspirations at the club?
I think we just want to get back into the Premier League as soon as possible, really. We've been playing in this league for a few years now, and as a club I think both teams want to get back into the Premier League as soon as possible. But the way we're playing at the moment, I'm sure it won't be long until we're back there.
I'm sure it won't be long with like some drag flicks like that. It was absolutely insane. And Jackie, any final words that you would like to share with the rest of the hockey community about maybe something that they can learn about how well Canterbury is doing with this community spirit?
No, I think just the formula of having a really strong junior section and making sure that both in the men's section and the ladies section, incorporating those juniors into the senior club and getting them to move through the teams is the secret to it, really. Making sure that they really enjoy it, hockey's fun, and that you've got a really big community here that people feel really comfortable with. Yeah.
And hoping that the Laslett family name just continues to grow and keeps building, right? It's really awesome. It's a privilege to talk to both of you, so thank you. So the match is over, we've made our way into the clubhouse. Match teas are on their way out and they look delicious. And I'm now joined by Craig Boyne, ex-Australian international, made his way over here in 2015 to join Canterbury. First of all, comments on the game. Really good win today. Took it down to the last minute.
Yeah, it's not the way we'd normally like to do it, but at the same stage, we'll take the 3 points. We weren't where we needed to be, but at the same sort of position for our development, we can play poorly and still get a result, and we'll learn a lot from this, and we'll move from there.
No, definitely. We've been hearing the ambition to get back into the Prem, which is awesome from a couple of the players. What drew you to Canterbury in the first place?
Well, I actually married into the club. My wife and her family are all based locally, and so that was the initial move for me in 2015. But it's quite similar to my club back home. It's a really family-based club, and I just love the atmosphere around here. It's fantastic.
Coming over from Australia, would you say that there are similarities or differences between the two league systems?
It's very different in that our national league here is just awkward spatially, because there's such a vast area to cover for local matches. So, I mean, where I'm from in Perth, our league, our furthest game is maybe 35-40 minutes away. So we can have 10 to 12 teams in that space, whereas here it's difficult. But at the same stage, it means that it's really up to the clubs to develop their own and not drag players from the national group just into one team. It's really for rebuilding for us. So where we are, we compete on the national level, which I'm super proud of, and we do it by developing our kids from 3 years old down on the minis here all the way up to the vets. So it's something we should be proud of, and we are.
Good. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. It was awesome to watch you guys out there today, and massive good luck for the rest of the season.
All right, thanks for the support.
Thank you. So I'm joined in the clubhouse by Brighton and Hove's captain, Adam. Adam, thanks for chatting with me. I know, tough result out there today, right? Really, very, very close. Lots of goals, which was exciting for the crowd. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, to be honest, we're really gutted. The boys put in a really good performance. Really devastating to lose it on the last play of the game. But we put a lot together this season. New team, new assistant coach as well. And we really feel like we're building towards something. A point would have been massive for us today. But yeah, didn't quite make it at the end, and congratulations to Canterbury for the result in the end.
Well, we're wishing you a very big luck for the rest of the season. It's a long old season to come. And we want to know a bit about, we're really digging into club culture during these videos, and wanted to know, what's it like coming to a club like Canterbury with a clubhouse like this and the facilities and the crowds that are out there watching?
Yeah, I think it's something that a lot of clubs aspire towards. I'm parked right down at the far end, and I've seen there's 3 pitches and a big indoor facility as well. So it's obviously a massive plus for the area and a big draw of people. Massive crowd out today as well, which is great to play in front of. So it's a great atmosphere. Great to come and play here. Obviously, I said we're disappointed not to get the result, but you can tell they've got a good setup and something a lot of teams would aspire to have.
No, for sure. And how does it compare to Brighton and Hove's facilities? I mean, the teas look delicious. How does this compare, the post-match atmosphere, the bar? Is this the kind of thing that you also have at your club?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a big group of volunteers who do, we would argue, some of the best teams in the league. We're famous for having a Sunday roast. So we have a great community feel at the club, and as I said, there's loads of people that muck in to make it a brilliant atmosphere. I couldn't say it was on this scale, but definitely there's loads of people coming down to watch now, and a big effort to try and get people out to come and watch the teams and support. So.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. I'll let you dig into the buffet. So that's a wrap on our second episode of the Matchday Diaries, brought to you by the Hockey Paper. A huge thank you to Canterbury Hockey Club for hosting us today, where we've been able to talk to so many different people, volunteers, players, parents, members of the President's Club who played here 20, 30 years ago and have come down for a very special day. What's clear from talking to all of these people is that Canterbury Hockey Club is a community that people love to be a part of, and you truly get that family feel from being down here. So stay tuned for our next episode, but for now, that's all.